The Southeast geopolitical zone, or simply put, the Southeast, is considered to be currently operating below its potential. With the coming on board of new crop of governors, Senator Hope Uzodinma of Imo State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State, Francis Ogbonnanwifuru of Ebonyi State, and Dr. Peter Ndubisimba of the Coal City State, Enugu. How have they fared within the year and beyond? And with the coming on stream of the Southeast Development Commission headed by Mark Okoye, is it time for the sleeves to roll up to realize the Southeast of our dreams? This is the Eastern Eye. I am Alex Obodo. I'm joined tonight by Dr. Mo Ene. He is a cultural critic. He's joining me tonight from New Jersey, United States. Good evening to you, Dr. Mo Ene, for joining me tonight on the Eastern Eye. I think almost a little over a year after, and you're back.
Thanks, man. Family emergency, but that too has passed. Thank you so much.
Sure, absolutely. So the first question would be, are you happy with the Southeast the way it is now? I mean, with all the conundrum of the elections in 2023, do you think that a lot of water, positively speaking, has gone or have gone under the bridge as we speak? Are there things you can point out and say in the last 1.5 years and say, well, I think we have done well in these areas? Just for now, let's know what your high points have been in the last maybe 1.5 years.
Well, I would say Southeast 2024 is relatively good. I say relative because we have other zones that are not doing exceptionally well. So I would say we're relatively good. It's a far cry from Ibazo and the Ugwanye popularly poor performances and that class. This is good. I'll give them a B, okay, as a teacher. Apart from that, we can take it one by one if you have the time.
Yeah, we do. I mean, you okay. Can decide to take it in no particular order.
Okay, the way we do this is we have to do it in order. Let's do alphabetical. In Abia, Governor Oti hit the ground running. It was a sprint for him. Alas, it's a 4-year marathon. So some steam is lost, or rather, was lost in 2024 up to this time. But the initial moves with geometric and Aba renewal, which defied the 3 predecessors, carried him to a good finish line. So his local government elections were superior to his brother governors. I must say that. He is the light of labor and obedience. So he must not forget that. He is, a lot of people look up to him. His diaspora outreach is the best. Many Abia colleagues here are very happy with what Dr. Alex Chioma Oti is doing in Abia. So kudos to him. And of course, he added the airport. As we say, Nkonye Deria, let Abia also have airport. Nothing wrong with having 5 airports in the Southeast. So kudos to him. We can come to the negative later, because if you praise somebody for the work he's done, he will do more. So Anambra State, is finishing not too strong. Okay, the bust of Dubai, Hong Kong miracle lingers. He's stepping up on security, but he's still very shy. This morning, they killed a lecturer in Oka. What is happening in our Anambra State? The story is popping up from Anambra and makes me wonder what's going on. It's so bad that even Abuja has become a place for traditional weddings. Okay, he's getting awards, and this may ginger him to tackle the security challenges. If he continues on this trajectory in 2005, Apga may just lose the election. Because good rules and all these things are being enjoyed by people who are alive. If you are dead, you are dead. So that's a bad one. It's, if you continue this way, it will be by Felicia in 2025. His performance with LGA elections, local government elections, is a joke. Period. We'll go to Ebonyi. Governor Francis Nwafele Nwifuru was in the good for good and some bad reasons. Kudos to him on sharing his family background. It was interesting. Shame on Southeast media group or media folks that no one knew about this story until now, about his parents' polygamy. Well, Dave Umahi left him a concrete carbuncle. So maintenance should be his focus, which is what he's doing with Chubo Kadibo International Airport. So he did so at the airport. He needs to go cyber and stop donating cars to the church. That's on the bad side. Well, in Enugu, Peter Mba has done and is doing a lot more than expected. I will have to say that. We know of his magnificent manifesto, but we are not in a hurry to have them in 2 years. He's sparing himself 10 a little bit. And some of them is kind of going off haywire. The good example is the water problem and the airport pen that didn't, the ANU that didn't quite work out. So the thing is that the key to his accomplishment is the key accomplishment of his regime is a bit stalled or stunted. For example, the water I've just talked about. So this is the only thing that he does next year. Get this water running. It's game over. His town hall meeting last weekend, which you marvelously compared, is a good way to go. We don't know a lot about Enugu. It's a shame. The communication is just not there. You have to see people come home and go to an international conference and take photos and videos and post them for folks to know what is happening. He's doing quite a lot. The roads, the UK embassy consulate, these are great achievements. But for some reason, they're not coming out. If you ask any Enugu here, USA, to name one commissioner, they might name a few people by their dads, but not anybody by their performance. That's not good. So the problem is, why do we have to wait for the governor to do a town hall to reveal the situation report? Right. He should reject his information team. He should reject it.
We'll come to the downs. We are,
okay, let me do the last one, which is Imo. My hope of them is the 4th to 5th judicial elevation is now in the silo of history. So elections in Imo continues to give the Southeast a bad name. Local government election, the Ohaneze debacle, even the church electing a bishop is becoming a problem. Security is worse. I think Anambra is taking the lead now in worse security situation. Some towns remain no-go areas. Some of my friends from Okigwe area have abandoned their hometown. One is taking the children back home, but I stopped in Enugu where he bought a house earlier this year. That's a shame, a big shame. But we should have patience. I hope that this group will do something. The only good thing that happened to Imo this year is probably Evangelique Buka's Zion Akuron ministry. May he succeed. May he surpass LL. I wish him all the best. Thank you, Alex.
All right. Thank you so much we started on a good note. So now, what are the things you would like to see these governors fixing? Because it looks like there's a lot of big grammar. Some people will say there's a lot of GDP going on. There's a lot of foreign direct investment in all they are saying. But in real terms, are we seeing that? And what do you think is responsible for us not seeing a lot of action from some of the governors? You can also start the way you started before.
Well, let's start with, this is a group general, Southeast. Let's give them kudos for reviving and reforming the Governors Forum. Remember that it almost died at the tail end of Omahi leadership in the Southeast when having different political parties and changing parties and all that. So they kind of flopped. But now these governors have come together. They've had a couple of meetings. They've addressed a few issues, which the only one that anybody remembers now is the call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which to me, I still don't understand why the guy is still banged up. He should just be let go. Okay. So while I understand that they all have challenges in their respective states, certain policies can be formulated for the Southeast. For example, there are a lot of talk about railway connecting. If we have plowed in the money for these new airports, we could get it going somewhere. But for some reason, it's not working. I don't know why. Even the issue of security, they could do it together. The security architecture of the Southeast is a very small area, and they could get. Look, the average Fulani cow header could tell you every 3 from Nsukka to Aba. It's not a big place. So why can't we just flush all these guys out and have people come to the Southeast? It's becoming ridiculous. So that they can do a few other things. For example, free and compulsory primary education up to primary middle. That's what they call GSS now. Education. They can do it as a group. We have the marriage protocol and, quote unquote, bride price, which is not bride price actually, but that kind of thing is pan Igbo communities, even Eastern region at least. So we can do that. We can bring up the use of Igbo language, say on Wednesdays, every week in the House of Assembly or in government offices. Okay, we're all Igbo speaking, so why not? So there are things they can do and get going. Of course, they have to allow people or encourage opposition to tell them what they're not doing well. I keep harping on this. I don't know why we find it very difficult to tolerate opposition. That's the only way you know that you are doing something wrong. Because as we say in Igbo, if nobody is telling you to put on a cloth, you'll be walking around thinking that you're clothed. So that's the issue. The interrail, education, some issues they can do. We can't count all of them here, but basic thing that people are itching for right now is simple, basic things of life. That's what people need.
All right. So specifically now, on a state-by-state basis, maybe we'll start from Enugu this time because you are from Enugu. So I'm sure there are things you would like to see in the state. So the things you would like materialize. If you actually now, before now, you've mentioned about water. You've pointed on the issue of water. You are basically setting an agenda for the governor next year. Face the water problem and solve it. And he just signed a deal with an Austrian company for the downstream end of the water that will take it to people's homes. That must be music to your ears, isn't it? If they are implemented properly. What other things are you expecting this governor to do, at least within the first term?
Local government. On Sunday, somebody complained about boreholes in some part of Enugu, that the governor built the road and that borehole is appearing. Of course, even in USA, boreholes appear every year. That's what they do. After the winter, because we use salt to de-ice the roads are all popped up. They say when you drive in the spring, you see everywhere pothole repair, be careful. And they do it every day. What do our local governments do? Alex, I don't know how old you are, but there's a time we have PWD, there's a time we have Ndorozo. They maintain the roads. What do local governments actually do? Okay? Every community is fighting for what? Igwe, traditional rulers that don't do much, in my estimation. I don't want to say anything to offend anybody, but our local government system is not working. Check it out. We all come from somewhere. Assuming every ward gets just 2 million naira from the purse of federal government allocation, which we know what it is. Take Udi, for example, they have 20 wards. They get 400 million. Take just 40 million alone and give to each ward and see how they deal with it. Okay? If you embezzle the money, you go to jail. Yeah, people will always steal. But if you steal, you go to jail. Let's try it out. Water is not running. No security. Transformer blowing up every time. People stealing it. So we have these things. We have to take it to the local people, to the people in the villages. Some villages are completely deserted. Those from around Enugu know this. That's from Ozarango, Emene. They're still part of the Enugu urban attraction. But go further down, you see villages where there are only widows, no able-bodied male. But go this Christmas, everybody's there trying to make believe that everything is good. It is not. Our local government is a failure in terms of policies, in terms of delivery to the people they serve. It is sad. So after water, next year, he should do that. And let's not go all condemning him or condemning policies. He has done enough in water. Quite enough. Okay? The amount of water generated is twice what they need. And 4 times what the last regime was generating. So that's great. But the thing is, he encounters some difficulties with reticulation. How hard is that to explain? He has to take the governor coming in on Saturday to tell people what he's doing. How some pipes are burst, some are asbestos, which, as you know, is a killer material, shouldn't be found in anywhere in Enugu by this time. Okay? Somebody has to be explaining this into the people. How come we don't hear about this, except when he himself comes in to give us the lecture on how this thing is going, which are, by the way, very interesting. I'm proud of our governor. Okay? You should need to hear others. So in Enugu, the Tomba is doing well. People are giving him kudos. But we need to hear more, and on a daily basis.
All right, so let's take it now to Ebonyi State. You've hinted at Nwifuru should focus on maintaining the infrastructure built by Dave Umahi. But then he will also need his own legacy projects. The Chubo Kadibo International Airport is one of those things that he has taken a lot of flack for. Because first of all, they had to redo the runway. And currently, planes are not quite flying at that airport, raising further criticism against this government, saying they are wasting resources that should have been plowed into human capital development. I mean, you've made the point about airports, that yes, Southeast states need airports. Whether people are flying in them now or not, should that be a problem?
No, it shouldn't be a problem at all. It should not be a problem. Listen, today we heard that Peace is going to fly from Anambra, was it Chuba, not Chuba, Chinua Achebe International to Gatwick. And as much as that is not true, in my estimation, because you have to, Peace is doing it already. Flying people from, say, Enugu, if you're going to London, they fly to Lagos, and then Lagos you just transfer, which is good. Okay. Arik was doing it. I've flown from JFK to Lagos, and they have to delay the plane for me to get into the plane going to Enugu straight. I felt bad because people were there was no air condition, and they were waiting for me to enter the plane before they took off. So that's by the way. So coming back to Ebonyi State, Nwifuru has to continue on that. You see, sometimes we talk about legacy. Who are you leaving legacy for? Is it not for the people? It's for the people. Look at Okpara Square we're using today. There's a reason why it's called Okpara Square. Okpara left legacies. Umudike, for example, is his legacy. There are so many. Even Dimo Ojukwu left legacies. Proda in Enugu today is his legacy. R&P during the war, the production. So you left legacy. Look, the International Conference Center, that's a Chimaroke legacy if you want to put legacies. But guess who is doing it? Peter Mba. So let's not stop this idea of saying, oh, what is your legacy? Well, your legacy is to provide for the people they will remember. Listen, nobody remembers Sullivan Chime for the secretariat. You know what they remember him for? The situation in Enugu, the cleanliness, the taxi, the nightlife. That's what they remember Sullivan for. So don't try about this legacy of you have to build mountains to be a legacy. Okay, let's go back to Enugu if you want to go. Governor Mba wants to have this to port from $4 billion to $30 billion. Whether he makes $60 billion or $100 billion, nobody will care. We won't even know. How do we even know we have $4.4 billion under Ugwanye to start with? And with the inflation of Naira, we still know. No, people don't care. What people care about is how they feel. Alex, even in human relations, that your Alex does not do anything for me. What does something for me is how you make me feel. When I hear your name, I say, oh, Alex. Oh. Like I felt the first day I saw you at this, and I said, oh, this guy is going to go places. And you are going places. That's what I know about you, not how many interviews you did. So in Nwifuru case, there's things Nwifuru has to do. He has to embrace technology. This idea of flopping, maternity register, it's kind of a joke. Okay, he should just snap out of that. And like Peter Mba said last week, he's going to make all this electronic in Enugu. That's what I want to see. So let's not push Nwifuru with trying to chase Umahi in terms of building universities, flyovers, airports. No, he does not have to do that. What he needs to do is to develop human capital.
All right. So I heard that loud and clear. Everyone seems to always push anybody in charge of Ebonyi to focus on human capital development. So let's go to Anambra State. You've made a few points about the level of insecurity there. But then Anambra has got some potentials too. Clearly, Anambra has more billionaires than every other person. But then, is the center really holding? And funny enough, that's where Chinua Achebe hails from, Anambra State. Is the center holding there in terms of all the wealth concentrated there? And how does it transform to the real development in terms of benefiting the people?
If you look at Anambra, I don't want to castigate anyone or be unmindful of the enormous problems, challenges of being a governor. It's not easy, Alex. It's not easy. But Soludo has been performing below expectation. Even if you look at the, what's it called? The budget. Anyway, is doing 900 million. This guy is doing far less. I don't see any great things that, they say he's doing roads. Well, what's his name? Ngige also did roads. Okay, Peter did roads. But Soludo, we expected something more from the economic angle. We're not seeing it. With all the billionaires, with all the industries, with the Onitsha market, I don't know, but maybe there's something he's doing that we have not seen. Maybe he'll saving it for the final push towards the elections of next year. But the way it's going, many people from Anambra that I know, and there are many of them, they're not happy with Soludo. This security issue has to be resolved somehow. And you know my opinion on this. Community policing. Community policing. Buhari supported community policing. Actually, they budgeted 13.3 billion naira. When naira was stronger for this project, nothing came out of it. You see, that's why I've stopped blaming governors and presidents. I think the issue is with us as a people. Many of us are so ignorant of what is happening, and the government is so shy in telling us the true stories, not just sugarcoating, but at least telling us the real story so we understand what is going on. So in Anambra, it is sad. In fact, it is a shame that Soludo has not risen above the average. It's sad. It's shameful. And believe me, I expected more.
I mean,
Good luck.
Some people in Anambra will also disagree with you on this, and especially those within his government. They can point out the things they are doing, and that they will tell you that their governor is doing well. But that's by the way. Opinions are usually out there. So let's come to Abia State. Alex Chioma Oti, my namesake. So he's just the flag off of the airport to complete the whole movement. Every state has an airport. He should have one, isn't it? Sure. But a lot of arguments too as to whether airport is the priority now. They need an airport, quite all right. But is airport the priority?
It's not a priority, but as they say here, you can walk and chew gum. You don't have to just do one thing, okay? People are happy with Alex Oti for one reason and one reason only. Aba. We believe that Aba is a hub of economic prosperity. With the geometric power, thanks our brother, but we expect a lot more from Abia. So the airport is by the side, okay? It's something that was started by his predecessor, by the way. Ibazo started it, but the money just grew wings and flew away somehow. So that's by the way. Let him have an airport. Airport is good. At a time, you could go to the airport and fly to Aba or fly to Owerri. Okay, the last time I flew to Soliso, he flew us from Lagos to Owerri and Owerri to Enugu. And going back, we did the same thing. though the flight was scary, and I was with bad energy in that flight, by the way. So, airport air travel is something that is evolving. Even here where I am, if I go south about 20 miles, there's an airport. If I go north, there is another airport before I get to Newark International Airport. And JFK is just across the river, which is like 20 miles. So if you have the traffic, you can have 2 airports in there. In fact, we should have one in Enugu over the hill, okay, to stop this, what is it called? The one in Emene, okay, becomes a local, and we can have international somewhere. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. Alex should stay on it, because I'm beginning to hear some talks about not paying salaries or retirees not getting their proper pay. So these are not some of the things that should come out from a Labour government in Abia. I wish him well. Everybody's praying for him. Everybody's praying for Alex to do well. And I hope he hears it and says the course. So the airport is just a Christmas gift. We're happy to hear that. I won't condemn it. I won't say, oh, people have not eaten while you're building an airport. Like some people will say, some people say when Peter Mba announced the Enugu Air, oh, we don't need air. It's only for 1% of the population. But that 1% thing affects you. Okay? Do you know how much we spend in Lagos when we land in Lagos? It's a lot of money. If that money could come straight into Enugu, it will just go into the economy, and the person talking about it will benefit more than even the person that came home with the money.
So, Senator Hope Uzodinma in Imo State, he's been around longer than all the other governors. So
Sure.
One will naturally expect to see more in Imo State within the whole period we're looking at. He stayed there longer. He's in his second term. So we should be looking at more in terms of what he has on the ground. And do you expect more from Senator Uzodinma?
Yes. Senator Hope Uzodinma, Governor Uzodinma, has to understand that Imo is more than Owerri. Owerri is fine, like Burimando. It's okay. But he should look at Olu, his own senatorial district. He should look at Okigwe. Unless I don't know why this is not in the news. There are towns, I don't want to mention their names, that are no-go areas. You can't even bring the body of somebody who died abroad back to those places. You cannot. Why is that? The Olu issue extends up to Umunze. I don't know if you know where Umunze is, kind of by Umuchu, Isochi. In that area, is controlled by warlords in the southeast. When people were saying, oh, Flavor did his father's funeral in Enugu, they don't know what I'm talking about. Young man knows the situation. And the same people that said all these things are having their children say Wanku in Abuja. So we have a problem until Hope Uzodinma clears this and not cover it with sand, because they're covering it up as if everything is okay. No, everything is not okay. That issue must be resolved. Always boom, the nightlife, the investing. I talked about Ibuka coming in, popular. The land so increased out of reach that only those who have money can now buy even a plot in that Ngokwala axis near the airport. Okay, that's good. The people from Mbise, I think half of Mbise is abroad. Okay, so there's influx of money. If that's the only thing they get, it's good. After all, Israel for so many years depended more on this diaspora to survive. Of course, with the America giving them annual pay, or rather budget, so to speak, as they did to Egypt at some point. So the thing is, it doesn't matter where you get it, but you have to create the condition on the ground necessary for more to come in. So I think Uzodinma should focus on these security issues. And it's Southeast General, by the way. Okay? If we can find a way to engage with some of these guys, now that autopilot seem to have stopped and the MNK issue may be resolved, so we have to really tackle security. The fear of being locked up in the boot of a car scares many people, like I don't want to say. It's sad. His purpose, his focus in 2025 should be security, liberating these areas, Olu and Okigwe, from these warlords. It has to be done. If he has to beg them, pay them off, whatever. Was the Erufai had done it before? I don't care how he does it, but he should do it. Thank you.
All right. The Southeast Development Commission is here with us. So a lot of people will say, wow, we should have gotten this as soon as the no victor, no vanquished was declared. But, well, we have it after all. So what do we do with it?
Alex, I'm taken aback as well. It should be a happy thing that we got what others have. But it's no longer a novelty. It's just there. I'm not going to condemn it. In fact, I'm going to give President Tinubu kudos for doing it for all regions. And one thing you have to observe, Alex, is that this 6-zonal structure was proposed by Ohaneze and the Indigo during the Constitutional Conference. It was not taken, but it's being operated now in terms of those zones. So in line with the talk we had earlier about Southeast governors, this is now an opportunity for us to do this and try to raise the bar in the Southeast. I don't know how much they're going to get. I don't know what they are going to do. But if we have to judge from the Niger Delta, my brother, I'm afraid we will all be disappointed. Okay? I'm looking at the characters there. Okay? The guy from Ojiriva Ogu jumped to APC, got in. Ugabara, we know, is his antecedents. Mark Okoye has been out here in the federal, he has connections. How they use it is up to us. Okay? If it doesn't work, we start saying something. You know, those who will gain from it are there waiting, and they will gain from it. I don't know. Like I said, kudos to our president. Kudos to the appointees. I hope the governors will work well with them. But again, from what I saw in the South Niger Delta, Abobio was there, if you remember, off the mic saga. So I don't know, Alex. I hope I could tell you more. But right here, I will tell you I'm very, very skeptical. I hope it works. I hope they prove me wrong. I pride myself as the oracle, but in this case, the gods are not speaking to me.
Yeah. I mean, you are trying to wipe your eyes, whether this is a dream, you want to wake up from the daydream, or whether there are specks in your eye that as a result of too much sleep on a very, very dry and cold morning in the Hamatan period. But then,
yes,
when you look at the Southeast Development Commission, they have an advantage. A lot of people are saying that they have an advantage. That they have seen what happened to the Niger Development Commission and other commissions, and they should indeed learn from those mistakes. But your skepticism, is it a skepticism from maybe the involvement of politicians, or the skepticism that the Development Commission might not get enough funds? What exactly is your main fear here, Dr. Ene?
My fear is not doing what they should do. Okay? Let me tell you, Alex. If you have the old rail from Ihamufu to Port Harcourt, do you know what I would do to our traveling in the Southeast? For my interview to Government College in Mudike, I used the train from Enugu. First, I entered the train from Enugu to Umuahia, and then used the bicycle as it was then Okada, as we were called then. What was it called then? Not in Agada, something was called. Anyway, so the thing is this: the train system, if they can revitalize it, that would be a good place to go. If they can do a ring road connecting Oweroma, Haba, Abakaliki, Enugu, Oka, Onisha, do you know what I would do? But then I'm afraid that people might just start building small cottage hospitals that will be run to the ground the next day, or some church, believe it or not, and will be derailed, no pun intended, from what should be. So it is on all of us to come up with ideas. Not, we are lost in this idea of insulting people online and saying bad things as if it gives us some energy, makes us feel good about ourselves when we denigrate people. We shouldn't do that. Yes, we have what we call in Jackery. You can throw that within your friends on Mangos's place. But we have to come up with ideas. Sadly, we don't have any strong opposition in the entire Southeast. It's not just Southeast, but some other places. But the Southeast is worse. Everybody wants to go where it is happening. Yes, in Igbo we say, I don't have a ban in church, but the fact is some people have to stay back and hold these people's fire over the fire and make sure that they are doing the right things. I don't see it in the Southeast. I do not see it. So that's going to be a problem when they come up. Unless you're ready to get out of our here and take to the streets. So something has to give, Alex. Something we have to find a way. Nobody knows it all. Something will come up tomorrow and we then begin to look at it. Okay?
All right. I mean, there's a lot of talk and we need to really connect it. Some people are saying that the Southeast Development Commission cannot succeed without proper collaboration with the Southeast Governors Forum. And how do you think the two can work? I think the Bible talks about that. How can two live together except they agree? They need to agree. A lot of people are saying that maybe we'll have a problem. The ego of the governors might not allow the Southeast Development Commission to work. Because if you say you want to construct a road, the governor tells you, I want to do that road. It's one of my legacy projects. Because it's about whose name will be on the road.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I lived it. When I came back from my first missionary journey to Europe, there was this idea of Ekweme, the vice president, throwing pebbles to the east and to Anambra then, and Governor Jim Mubere wasn't catching it. Okay, we had one now happening in Abwane. I don't know the details yet, so I won't talk about it, where the minister allegedly brought back an established an industrial outlet on ethanol, and there's kind of a skirmish about the solar ethanol establishment. So we continue having that, from time to time. But we have to win ourselves from seeing every problem from personal perspectives. We can swallow our ego at points. Listen, if the issue is to do something for the people, I shouldn't see any problem. Okay, taking things from wherever it comes from. How many years are we going to live on this earth? Okay, the Ayuetas, the Nnamdi West, the Obaras, the Ibiams, the range of military governors, they've all come, they did something, they left. Some are no more. So the idea is that we have to keep reminding people of our time on earth. It's just not permanent. You do your own, you impact people's life and you move on. And the more you impact people's life, the more you impact on your own. A criminal comes out tomorrow and kills somebody, as they did today in Oka. What did the young man do? He got his PhD and teaching in a university, and poof, he's off. It's going to affect many people down generations. So the issue is, whatever we are doing, we have to start preaching this. That's why sometimes you go to church and you hear things they're saying in the church, you don't want to go back tomorrow. Okay? We have to appeal to our people and say, listen, we're not fighting. Why are some governors, some politicians fighting each other in a particular state? For who are they fighting for? And these guys are rich. They can afford to buy water. They can afford to shower with pure water. So why are we fighting for? I don't see that. I think the North beats us here. They have things that bring them together almost always. If it's not Islam, it's about paying homage. We don't do it well. You can go to an Ibanku or a funeral and you see how some people stay out, some people come. So it tells you where they are. So that thing translates to serving the public. It shouldn't. So we have to find a way to do that. And by the way, we don't even know each other very well. Okay? My senator, Ike Kweremadu, didn't know Godfrey Geoffrey Onyama by the time he was appointed Minister of External Affairs. Do you know that? So that's something. We don't even know each other. So we have to find a way to interact so that tomorrow, if I hear Alex say something about Mo, I'm not going to say, don't mind Alex. No, I'm going to say, Alex, what is it? When did we start fighting? We don't do that. We have to do that. Relate us to ourselves on a good level. And the younger ones, let them not learn this thing. Let them not learn to hold on to personal issues when serving the public. We have to find ourselves in a way where we can talk to each other. So it will be a sad beginning if these people begin to fight each other. Yes, Ugabora has his own thing. Yes, Tobe Okechukwu left PDP to APC. Yes, we have all this. But we have to look beyond that and try to serve our people, the Southeasterners.
All right. So one more thing. You just mentioned, you probably scratched the surface of where I was getting to. The next time you have in the Southeast, it looks like the pot is mixed. There's something they call mixed meat. When you go out to eat in certain places, they call it mixed meat. Those who go to those places know what I'm referring to. So now,
Orishi.
That's right. So you have governors who are not in the same political party with some senators in their state or some House of Reps members. And you see this body language war. You don't attend the governor's events. The governor don't show up to your own event. So at the end of the day, the people voted or supposedly voted for these people to occupy these positions. But they occupy the positions and they use it for their own gain in the sense that what should benefit the people will not get to them because you are feuding with either your governor or you're feuding with your senator or House of Reps member. I'm speaking directly about Southeast because with the coming on board of some Labour Party candidates who won elections to be at the National Assembly, it doesn't look like we've seen a lot from some of them. And there's also not a lot of love between some of them and their various governors. How do you think this is affecting development and governance in the Southeast?
It is. You can go down to your state, Enugu. We have a healthy Labour member participation in the House. It has not been dissolved. Okay? Not dissolved, but it just went away. Okay? They jumped back. It's a shame. It's something that will live in infamy for some time. Okay? Because if they were there, acting as opposition and still be brothers in the House, things will come out. Okay? If you look at the US Congress, if you look at even the British House of Commons, it's like they're fighting. But when they get out there, they're friends, they talk to each other. They talk about development. So we should find it in ourselves to recalibrate our attitude to politics. Listen, we keep saying politicians. Unless you and I are politicians, let's not deny it. Even the way we share the meat in the pot of soup is politics. So we don't have to run away and say, oh, you politicians. No, they love it. They love it because it kind of shields them from the anger of the people. So what we have to do is find a way to make our people see things from different perspectives. As I said, Aladimma Obatonyo Obana, if the land is good, everybody will be accommodated. Okay? Look, go to parties, you see the amount of food they throw away. So the issue is, even though it's mixed meat, we can find a place where these people can all meet and decide on moving forward.
That's right, Dr. Enebo. How do you explain that you have a minister of the Federal Republic who isn't in talking terms with the governor of a state? How will that help the state? And all of them pretend that they are supposed to be serving the people.
Alex, I wrote this. I gave Ugwani his flowers when he had a reception for Onyama. Okay? In Enugu, we need to have that. I wrote that Enugu State government should give Naji a reception. That's a reception. It won't cost much money.
So let's ask the question: do you think Naji wants a reception? Because
brother,
because at the end of the day, if a reception will be organized for you, you have to show that reception will be possible, isn't it? It takes 2 to 3
you call somebody. You call the PRO people, the protocol people, and tell them, hey, what is happening? Listen, Naji came here to US. It's a walking distance from where I am now, the Princeton University. He came there. I didn't know. I read it on a Pesata forum. If I had known he was coming, I would have gathered some guys, have a home cooked meal for him, invite him to come and eat and talk to us. It didn't happen, not because he didn't want to come, but because nobody told him. He didn't know who was where. Maybe he saw some guys in New York. I didn't know that people live out here. New York is like 50 miles from here. So that will work. Let's call names. If Governor Mba wants to have a reception for him, it's very easy. Somebody reach out to him, he will come. Why won't he come? That would be the breaking that ice. I mean, I think they carried the anger from, what's it called? From the elections over. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Even, what's his name? Chijoke. What's his last name again?
Chijoke Doga.
Yeah. Doga, yeah, Chijoke Doga. Him, Frank Mweke. These are cool guys. They don't mind. For being in politics, they want to see progress from their own villages to the local government to the state or even the nation. So, my brother, let's not give any excuses. What is bad is bad. It should have been done before now. No, congratulate the guy. Let it be. I see the dynamics. Okay, and it's going to be carrying on and getting worse. We shouldn't get there. I'll give you another example. When Governor Jim Wobodo was a senator then and was giving Governor Chimoroke Namani the Ajibaji, I called him for a meeting about 30 miles up here. We sat down. I told him, "Oh, God, listen, forget this thing. He's supposed to be a boy. Okay? I know what happened. I've written it somewhere, but I'm not going to go through it now." And I said, let's cross all these things. It's not going to make any sense. They said that I came to Enugu and appealed to Governor Namani in his office. I said, they broke Senator Namani's windscreen in Enugu and all that. Why don't we stop here? Okay? I didn't hide it. I published it. Okay, so when we keep telling people, listen, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good, it will get better. But sometimes we cover it with a blanket and go to sleep. So it troubles me that as brothers, as young men in their 50s and early 60s, are being so, I don't know what to call it, petty. That's the word. We shouldn't. We shouldn't be that. And if I have a channel to Dr. Mba,
you know what?
But I don't use it.
Dr. Ene, we will have time to talk about the political dynamics of Southeast Nigeria because it looks like it's an ekere.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You're right.
I'm not sure this is supposed to be translated. Well, whatever it is. So when you toggle on one, it toggles on the other. I think that's the best.
On the other, exactly.
So I have to thank you so much, Dr. Mo Ene. Dr. Mo Ene is a cultural critic who graciously joined us from New Jersey, USA this evening. Thank you so much. I mean, I will invite
Alex, thank you so much. And keep doing what you are doing. You are doing a great job. I'm looking to see you up.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's the Eastern Eye for tonight. Right. Thank you for watching. Up next is Nka with Rochelle. My name is Alex Obodo. Good night.